Hello everyone, my name is VJ. Welcome to SecFi's Tax Series vlog. Today we're going to go over the question I get quite often at this time of the year. Should I exercise my options now before the year end, or should I wait till early next year? As we wrap up a crazy 2020, a lot of people are looking to exercise their options and wondering, hey, should I just wait a couple months until the next year? Would that be the better option for myself? Am I going to be paying less in taxes? We're going to address the considerations you need to take into factor when making this decision for yourself here. So, consideration number one, what is a potential 409A increase next year, right? So, for those of you that don't know, a 409A is an independent valuation of one common share of your company. The IRS mandates that you get an updated 409A valuation at least once per year as a company. Some companies do it more often. Some companies will update after a potential funding round or a secondary. And quite a few will start planning around a 409A valuation increase right around January because the year has ended. So if you are working at a company that is planning around one of these, you need to take this in consideration because the 409A valuation affects how much in taxes you're going to pay when you exercise your stock options. So if you think your company is going to have a 409A increase, let's say in January or February, you may want to consider exercising now, this year, November, December 2020, before that 409A goes up, because your tax bill may be a lot less upon exercise. Check in with your company, ask your equity admin, ask your CFO, whoever's in charge of the equity, if there's a 409A increase coming, and make sure to plan around that, because that can have huge tax consequences. The second factor, and something that's very near and dear to us right now, is any personal changes that are going to occur this year or next year. I know the global pandemic has kind of changed the way we're viewing work. People are working from home. People are moving elsewhere, moving outside of the major metropolitan cities like San Francisco or New York, for example. If you're going to be one of these people that is potentially, for example, going to move or unfortunately been affected by layoffs or furloughs, you need to consider the implications on your stock options. So let me give you a few examples, right? Let's say, unfortunately, you were part of a layoff or a furlough, and your income this year is expected to be much less than normal, for example, compared to next year. If that's the case, you may want to look into exercising some of your stock options this year. The reason being, your taxable income is going to be a little less this year. You may be in a lower tax bracket. You may be paying less tax overall, and exercising this year in a lower tax bracket may save you some cash. On the flip side, if you, for example, decide that you may want to be, just resting for a while, decide to take some time off from work, or you decide to move and take a lower salary somewhere else next year, you may want to consider exercising next year when your salary is going to be lower compared to this year. So very important. It's something that you need to take into consideration when deciding to exercise. What's your taxable income this year versus next year? Really important here is make sure that these two factors are not independent of each other, right? A large 409A increase sometime early next year very likely is going to wipe out any potential savings you have from waiting until next year. So you need to take all these considerations together into one. Lastly, we're going to talk about what's called the AMT Crossover. So we're going to dive into this in excruciating detail in another vlog here in the next coming days. But in short, if you own incentive stock options or ISOs for short, you may be able to exercise a portion of your stock options before the year ends completely tax-free. If you don't do this before the year end until, let's say, December 31st, you don't exercise, you may lose that benefit of exercising some tax-free. If you don't use it, you lose it potentially at the end of the year. Now, this is a lot more complicated, so we're going to spend an entire vlog on this, directly talking about the AMT crossover, but just note that there is a potential tax planning opportunity there if you own ISOs. Thanks everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Please, keep track of the upcoming series that we're going to announce. We're really excited to talk to you about how we can save some of your taxes as we come up and wrap up the year 2020. Talk to you soon.